Hello from Düsseldorf Boat Show, January 2026. Welcome to the first 60. Brand new, the world premiere, the biggest world premiere at the show from Beneteau, and the classic performance range, nearly 50 years old, the first range. And we're going to have a look on board this brand new first 60. So this is the biggest first they've done in that time. Shows a little bit about how yachts have grown. And in the performance sector as well. I mean, that is a big yacht. Lot of beam. Look at that. Roberto Viscontini hull shape. America's Cup, Italian designer. And it actually shares the same hull mold as the Oceanus. So a couple of years old now, but a lot of beam. How much beam is that? 5.3 meters of it. It's huge. And then you put a first style deck on it, so a modern med style performance deck on there. Weight is similar, it's around 22 tons. Obviously, looking from here, what you get is space for a longitudinal tender garage there, and you can see it's got a real winch in there to bring that forward. That flips over, and then you can pull your tender into there. And this stand has been busy, as you can imagine. So it's now 7:30 at night. They're trying to kick me off. They're always trying to kick me out of this show, because you can only get on these boats at the end of the day or the very start of the day, and then it just swamps people queuing to see them, which is a good thing. People want to get on board here, but then the cleaners come on, they turn the lights off, that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm trying. Well, let's take you through a quick walkthrough, and I believe that this first range, and the first 30's just won the European Yacht of the Year Performance Yacht. You know from my report, if you've seen it last year in video, cracking boat, that first 36 SE Seascape edition, turbo-fied. They're really doing great things with Seascape. And now Andras Milhelen, who runs Seascape in Slovenia, is now head of first, so he's starting to put his thoughts, opinions and direction into the full first range, including this. But this was inherited. This project was underway. It's an older hull mold. Anyway, you're starting to see a little bit of that, and you'll see, I think the difference here is with the deck ergonomics. So yes, it's a flat med style deck, but they're starting to pay quite a lot of attention to the ergonomics of sailing the boat. And that comes, this is the perfect example, as Andras says, you don't want to stand and day sail this all the time. You want to sit here with a canted seat, so you can straddle the wheel and sit outboard here, look along there with good sight lines, and that is a comfortable place to do some fast reaching from. And you can also let off a sheet off that aft winch as well. They're obviously powered, those winches, but it's easy to do so. It's a captive main sheet, so that sits under that central part of the deck. One of the smallest Harkins has done, I understand. So yeah, you can sit here short-handed, trim the boat, do some fast sailing and enjoy it. That's access obviously into the tender garage. Those lift up as foot braces. And then, yeah, same on this side. These pedestals, they're going to refine those, so smaller, neater engine controls and the parts that you need on display, otherwise there won't be. The winch layout, yeah, so you can get at it easily, control it from inboard or outboard, and then tail stowage as well, so you can tidy up those lines, and those would sit under there and keep them away for when you're on the longer passages. yeah, there's nothing unusual really. Otherwise, when you move forward and when you move into the interior, yeah, it's not unusual to have a split, whatever you call it, dual cockpit, easy access through it. You can get those as telescopic to fill in as sunbeds. Yeah, again, nothing unusual there at all. Take you for a quick walk up the side deck, say very flat style, low profile deck. That's got that performance look that First brings. Yes, they will bring a spray hood option for that. Long longitudinal tracks here on the coach roof, or a self-tacker by the look of it. And then a big flush foredeck here. And this has a skipper's cabin on it, which is unusual. It's not unusual, I want to say unusual. Unusual because that they've put the skipper's cabin in here because, you know, Beneteau and First Beneteau feel this will be an owner-operated boat. So where a lot of 60-foot performance yachts these days are, you know, run by a professional crew, this should be manageable to sail from an owner. You know, the first owners typically are hands-on sailors, so this would obviously be a sail locker, but I guess they're showing what they can do. And what's unusual is you get a proper door. You get a door into a little head in there, a little shower compartment as well, wet head area, bit of stowage beneath here. Oh, a little bit of storage, but I mean, yes, I don't. You couldn't pay me enough to live in here. We're going to sea, but I guess to manage a boat whilst in dock or whatever, and away from the owner's compartment and accommodation, it makes a bit of sense. But I'm sure it'll be used as a sail locker. And then nothing unusual further forward. Chain locker and a bow roller contained in fancy looking bowsprit. Access in there to that captive winch for the main sheet, and that helps make it push button and life rifle locker there as well. Push button and just neat, I guess, keeps it out of having, it's a single point main sheet, but it keeps that access through here. Yes, it's a big wide in the style of Med performance boats now. Big wide aft deck area, not a lot to hold on to. So yeah, maybe having some granny bars around there and that sort of thing would make sense for those going offshore. And this is Italian stallion design, so Biscontini hull shape was said, but then it's got Lorenzo Argento's signature all over it. And yeah, he's done good stuff with the First range. Nice modern Italian styling. And this is, you know, it's designed to undercut the competition essentially. So the likes of Grand Soleil and Solaris, this is typically, I think, and you'll have to do some research on this as will I, but the, you know, starting prices for these are around 30% lower than those competition in this at this sort of size range. In terms of layout, this is it. It's a three cabin layout essentially, and Argento's done his styling wonders to make it look good. Still some things, you know, this is, I guess, yet to be, the production layout has yet to be finalized. They might still, they're talking about offering basically a larger sofa area here on the starboard side, so you'd lose that nav station, just become a sort of aft facing off the end of the sofa berth pilot seat there, but that would give you a much larger sofa berth that pulls out there to give more of a sort of chaise area. Sense to have this forward galley layout. I like that. This size boat, good U shape to it. It's nice and practical. Plenty of storage and refrigeration space. I'm not going to go through every cupboard and locker for you. but there are loads of it. So layout wise, the one thing that I think, you know, as Andrea says, that helps set this apart from the competition is this forward cabin where the master, with the ensuite here, helps separate the master berth from the galley. So you get a good size in there, and then it's got this sense of privacy. So normally you would have either a forward berth right up on that bulkhead, or it's an aft berth out on that bulkhead. But this gives you that separation in terms of noise and that sort of thing from what's going on in the galley. And it's not a bad cabin either, is it, really? A lot of natural light and views, some really nice styling, good lighting, that sort of thing. Say stowage through that bank of drawers all the way through here, and a double locker there. And then, yeah, good size shower compartment in here. Sit down, take a load off. Sure, there's all sorts of stuff I could tell you from the marketing spiel about the textures and that sort of thing, but I don't know them, so I shan't. I'll just show you this because I think the interesting thing will be sailing the boat, how it feels, how it responds. Say it's not really different weight-wise to the Oceanus, so it's a 22-ton light ship displacement, I think. So this has a private access to that ensuite from the port side aft cabin. I think they can both be split, you know, as in twin berths on each side. This one has a double, whereas if we walk into this side, you can see it's split beneath, and there's an insert in there to make it a double. Again, nothing unusual with that. This one has the day head access on this side. And this aft port cabin also has access into generator space behind the engine room, an engine bay space under the companionway. So as the vacuum cleaners come in, the lights start turning off. That is a very quick look at the first 60. Biggest first ever. Say the pricing is something that they designed to undercut that competition with. She's a big, powerful beast. Starts at around 1.2 million ex-tax. So this boat we're looking at here is with the options on it, is a 1.5, just short of 1.5 million euro boat. I hope to bring you sometime later in 2026, a sailing tour. And yeah, I think that'll be the fun part. See you then.